something you just mentioned, talking about like indigenous cultures. So indigenous cultures,
Hmm.
especially Native American cultures, were key to the exploration of psychedelic experience. Can you tell us how their exploration was and how they actually used these substances in their own practices?
Yeah, there are two. Mescaline is only curiously only found in nature in cacti, and in two particular cacti, which are very, very different from each other. One is the San Pedro cactus, as it's called, or the huachuma, as it's known in the
Yeah.
Andes,
Okay.
and that's still used in kind of healing and divination ceremonies today.
Hmm.
The other one is the peyote cactus, probably
Peyote.
more familiar,
Mhm.
which grows in Mexico and a little bit across the border in Texas. And that was the conduit from, between indigenous culture and sort of modern Western scientific exploration. And that's a fascinating story that I focus on in the book through two parallel stories. One of a ethnographer from the Smithsonian Institution called James Mooney, who was the first white man to participate in a peyote ceremony, and also
Ah,
from Quanah Parker, who was the chief of the Comanches and one of the early proselytizers and advocates. And these two figures came together in Oklahoma in the 1890s, and Quanah Parker sold James Mooney a big bag of dried peyote buttons, which he took back to Washington, and that kicked off, the first scientific exploration of psychedelics, and those were the peyote buttons that people like William James ended up taking. So it's a fascinating
oh,
sort of cross-cultural narrative right there.